This is the intro to my video. Please subscribe. Woo! Hey everyone, my name's Chris Collected, and welcome to Resin Crafting with me, Chris Collected. And today's episode is a very special one. We're going to be doing some up close from previous videos. First up is this little rainbow. This is a business card holder, and the first half was me packing in all these little bits into it. So this one, if you remember from the video, was actually a mistake. I started to put it into this one and I realized I didn't want it that way. And so soon I actually take it all out. I put it back into the silicone container that it was in. And then we're going to put it into that pink one you see next to it. The top three are lattes and the bottom three are smoothies. And I figured it'd be a lot cooler that way to have it in here and it kind of looked like a real smoothie or something. I like the little snowflakes in there as well. It kind of represents ice, you know? This is a frozen coffee and a frozen smoothie. All right, let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit and get the rest of those pieces in there. Then afterwards, I'm going to fill up the rest of the molds with clear. Thinking back on it now, it probably would have been harder to do this the opposite way. Have all the smoothies have all the stuff in it instead of the coffee, huh? But either way, they make delicious drinks. Now this next one was one that I had half finished from a previous episode, and so I went ahead and just filled it in with clear. I think it's going to be a lot better that way. It's going to be like the red is floating in the middle instead of having this other stuff that was trapped underneath of it. Okay, next up is the tic-tac-toe board. Unfortunately, it was a little bit out of frame, so I'm going to go ahead and speed it all up. Make sure to stay tuned because the demolding for this video is up next. All of these are Patreon exclusives that I've been working on, and I wanted to give a little bit of preview of what I've been working on my Patreon, and it's only going to be a $1 tier for now, and yeah, as I practice and keep getting better. Thank you so much, and let's watch the next one now. Hello, and welcome to Resin Crafting with Chris Collected. And this is the unmolding of Brr, I'm Cold. We are not going to unmold this one right now. Make sure to check by next time, and we'll unmold this one. I still got to put the back of the blue in there. Now this is a learning experience for me, and what I've learned is the idea was anything extra that I had, I would just throw into this mold, and it would have 5 or 6 layers to it, making a truly unique, one-of-a-kind mold. The problem is, I've learned this the hard way through this. If you heat a mold and cool it, heat a mold and cool it multiple times, all you're really doing is encouraging it to stick to that mold. So right there, you can see it sticking to the mold. And in multiple other places on here, I have completely ruined this mold. And so it takes me no less than 5 minutes to get this one out. And I learned the hard way that, man, oh man, while it looks amazing, it truly is unique and will never be duplicated. But now I see why people don't do it a lot. So most of it came off, as you can see, pretty easily. However, there are these 2 parts. The 2 of the cells literally fused to it. And I'm sitting there going, like, how do I do this? How do I fix this? I'm using little tools, using anything I can. And so what I realized at the end of the day, the only solution is going, full on with a razor blade. Now at this point, I was just trying to get my mold back. I was trying to do whatever I can, and I still have not used this mold after I've done this. And so I imagine I've ruined it, but I mean, at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just pulling it back little by little, little by little. I sped this up because, this took forever. And then I tried to go in there and scrape the silicone off of my tic-tac-toe squares. And I would say at the end of the day, the tic-tac-toe board, 100% usable. Like, there was really nothing wrong with the board. And it looks, look at that. You're never going to see something like that again. That's over 2 months of work put into one little board. No one side looks the same as the other. It's so cool. But man, oh man, look at that. It absolutely ruined it. So I imagine that's going to be permanent. If I use this mold again, those spots would be there. And so I imagine I won't be using that mold again. Now on to the next one. So this one again stuck a little bit, but it was mostly because I overpoured. But the mold's totally usable. Yeah. Little bits off there. All right, let's see what it looks like. So it looks pretty much the same as the underside, which I thought was cool. And as you can see, it's like 3/4 red and then just a little bit of clear to it. And so the red's just kind of suspended in there. I thought especially in real life, it looks so cool. Yeah, when I was moving these ones, as you can see, I accidentally shifted a little bit, and so all of them kind of overran. Me not realizing which way the correct way to hold it is. Yeah, as you can see, these 2 stuck together, but a simple pull can get rid of them. Let's take a closer look at these. So eventually, if I wanted to finish these off, I would have to color them or paint them in some way to make sure those lines that are in it would actually stand out. And so if you would like to see me do either a live painting or a pre-recorded painting, please put it in the comments below. I might just make it a Patreon exclusive. I was thinking about doing once a month doing a Patreon paint. So basically at the end of the month, on the last Thursday of the month, I'll do an exclusive Patreon one where I sit there and paint all of these in and finish them all off. What do you guys think about that? Yeah, put it in the comments below if you like that idea. Well, let's go to the next one. Okay, so this is going to be a mega video. And so what I've decided is I'm a little behind on some of my Patreon videos and everything. And so I was like, let's just make a bunch of them today. And so this is the next up close at the resin. And this is from the first time I used this mold. I was feeling really cold when I made this, and so the idea here is I just wanted everything bright. So a bright orange, rainbow, and then these ones are meant to be like coffee or hot chocolate. I was thinking like, you would buy those hot chocolate bombs, and it's like you put it in your coffee or you put it in something and it just melts and you get that chocolate in there. So that's what I was thinking. I do a lot of local markets, and this is like, looks like a product that I could buy there. But like, oh yeah, hot chocolate bombs. Put it in your milk and you're all good. They ended up with a little bit too many bubbles for my liking, but other than that, I thought the color was perfect. Alright, next up is the Akatsuki Cloud. Wow, that was beautiful. Let's see it again in slow-mo. The idea here was coffee with creamer in it. And wow, it looks exactly like it, doesn't it? That golden caramel mixed with that dark, rich black. And I was joking my family has creamer with coffee, not coffee with creamer. And so that was kind of the idea here. We would have 2 times the amount of creamer to the 1 coffee. Nice and slow, nice and steady. If anyone has lens or camera recommendations for me, I'm all ears. I really want to get this stuff so crispy. I'm just not 100% perfect yet. We're getting there though. We're going to improve and improve. Next thing, and my big thing for the next month or 2 is getting some new lenses. Now I got some decent cameras, and it's like, all right, now I gotta get the wide angle lenses and the really close up macro lenses. Alright, now let's get the rest of this little resin in there. And as you can see on the right, it's almost starting to overflow a bit. And so I took some of it out. This is called a pipette. And it sucks it up and, spits it back out. Of course, the only downside is they're essentially one-time use because the resin hardens inside of it. But then you can just use them like this as little sticks. Yeah, I tried to focus out having the darker color in the back towards the stem and having the lighter colors everywhere else. Hello and welcome to Resin Crafting Unboxing Brr, I'm Cold with Chris Collected. First up, we have our Martha Stewart molds. These are the ones that I wanted to look like little hot chocolate bombs. And I think they looked just scrumptious. Yum, yum, yum. But yeah, make sure don't eat these ones. They are not edible. They had a fair amount of bubbles in them, but that's okay. I don't sell these ones currently, and so I'm still in the learning phase, and we'll get there. We'll get them all bubble-free one day. Alright, that one looked really good. Now on to the next one. Now this one turns out, unfortunately, pretty sad for two reasons. One, after all of this, it looks great. I mean, it looks one of my favorite pieces I've made. And then I ended up putting it in like on the side when I was doing some other videos, and the piece got bent. And then not only that is when I was demolding it, as you can see, one of the pieces snapped off. So this is being done in winter. That's the idea of the whole series, right? Like, brr, I'm too cold, it's because it's winter out. Well, one of the things that happens in winter, if resin gets too cold, it sticks to that mold, and it snapped right on off. Now, because the first week or so, resin is still a little bit active, I actually just put it back on there, and it was a nice clean break, you can see, and just left it like that, and it actually molded and fused back with it. I didn't have to use super glue or anything. I just kind of left it like that, and it was so cold, and it just kind of melted back to it. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that, as I said, the top left corner ended up getting smashed. If you have a look at the photos of it later, it's so sad, but it's so perfect, isn't it? Like, it was exactly what I wanted it to be. All right, next up is the little rainbow. This is the business card holder. I just wanted it to be bright and sunny, which is what I want it to be, bright and sunny, no more winter. As you can see, all the glitter just fell to the front. This is that Stewart Simple glitter. It's just not a floating glitter. It's a very heavy-duty glitter. And as I said in a previous one, I think I want to start doing some live painting once a month. I haven't figured out the time yet, but we'll figure it out. And that way, these little smiley face and sad face can get painted in. So can the little stripes of the rainbow. But yeah, as I said, this is a business card holder, or in this case, a sticker holder. Remember to trust in yourself, honor yourself and others, and create a world that is safer for everyone. That's my motto. And so this now is at my market events. When you go to my market event, you can just see that. As you can see, as I said earlier, it was so cold outside, the whole thing shattered. When I picked it up, it just shattered. I wish I had it on video, because I often do this, but I basically test everything, see how it works. And when I was testing it, that's when it shattered. And I was like, oh, okay. And so we're actually going to leave that one there, and then I will use it later. And then as you can see, as I was saying, stuff came out. And I'm on this heavy tray like this, but I don't know what happened. I must have knocked it or something, but look at all that. And so that tray is ruined. Thank y'all so much. My name is Chris Collected. Trust in yourself, honor yourself and others, and create a world that is safer for everyone. Even if you make mistakes like this, it's okay. We can always improve. That's why this is the house of improvements. I'll see you on YouTube, Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, all the places that I am. I'll see y'all next week with some more new resin. All right? Thank y'all so much. Have a wonderful day. And subscribe, please. Bye.